Hey Parker, it's Friday, January the 23rd, and I'm in a state of Fall Out Boy frenzy. There's two reasons this bookcase is currently covered. One is because the bookcase is in use for a future video and under construction. So I hung up a Fall Out Boy flag to cover it because that thing is huge. And I've got my Fall Out Boy hat and a Fall Out Boy t-shirt and Fall Out Boy concert tickets for 5 months away. I never really understood why they sell concert tickets 5 months in advance, but they do. The only thing I can think could be a reason is to get people continuously hyped, because when I finally bought the tickets, I thought my heart was going to explode. I found your video yesterday super duper interesting because it brought to mind another concept to do with robots, sort of. I only learned about Tabula Rasa because Daft Punk and how they are robots, and it was very heavily discussed in a Skype group chat dedicated only to Daft Punk. Daft Punk, Daft Punk, more Daft Punk, more Daft Punk, more Daft Punk. So Tabula Rasa is the idea that people are born without any sort of inborn knowledge, that they're just a complete blank slate. The idea of Tabula Rasa raises all sorts of questions about nurture versus nature, but of course humans aren't entirely a blank slate. As behavioral genetics continues and as twin studies are done more and more frequently, it shows that there are some genetic ties to things like alcoholism, gender identity, and IQ. But then again, in other aspects, we are completely blank slates. While we are programmed to be able to learn a language, we aren't born knowing English or Chinese or French as much as I would like to be. The entire concept of Tabula Rasa reminds me heavily of one of my favorite quotes, which is from John Brodus Watson, who is and the entire concept of Tabula Rasa reminds me of one of my favorite quotes from John Watson, who was a pioneer in the field of psychology. He claimed, "Give me a dozen healthy infants and my own world to bring them up in, and I'll guarantee I can take anyone at random and train him to become any type of specialist I might select. Doctor, lawyer, artist, merchant chief, and yes, even beggar, man, and thief, regardless of his talents, penchants, tendencies, abilities, vocations, and the race of his ancestors." This quote raises so many more questions. Can we really overcome any genetic influences, as well as cultural, in order to become what we want to become, or what we want someone else to become? As much as I would sincerely like this to be true, I have to disagree with John Watson. I think in many cases people's inborn nature can win out. As much as I would like there to be a perfect utopia in which we can teach appropriate behavior to everyone and possibly eliminate the world of crime or violence or something like that, I just don't think it's going to happen. Plus, the fact that Watson requires his own specific world to bring these children up in is basically impossible. We can't control every factor. This also brings up the concept of free will, because as Watson claims, he can train a dozen healthy infants. Well, those healthy infants will grow up into children who, as children, do have complete and total minds of their own, and they will grow up into teenagers and adults. And unless you're talking about the most extreme forms of brainwashing, you're not going to be able to control them for very long. I think in Watson's case, the best thing he could have asked for if he did conduct an experiment in which he took 12 infants and made them into what he wanted, the best outcome that I think could have come of this, if he did conduct this experiment, it'd probably be 12 messed up adults. Hopefully by Tuesday that bookcase video will be up. But anyway, Parker, I'll see you Monday. DFTVA.